I'm Laura with the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History, and as part of our Earth Day week, we're going to talk about some of the urban animals that live in our cities and come out at night. Now, these are actually wildlife, but they have adapted to our urban areas and actually have come to rely on us as food, as a food source. So the first animal we're going to talk about is one that probably many of you are familiar with, and that is a raccoon. So raccoons are mammals. They've got this nice fur, and sometimes they're called bandits because they have this black band around their eyes, which is kind of like a mask. So sometimes they're called masked bandits. And they have this really awesome tail over here that's nice and banded as well. They kind of range in color from gray to kind of this reddish brown color, depending on where they are. And one of the nicknames that they have, because they have adapted to living with us and our food, is Trash Panda. It's kind of a fun little name to call a raccoon, but they are raccoons. So if we're talking about them, we're going to talk about them in the scientific term and call them raccoons, but sometimes I call them trash pandas with my family because we have a lot of them in our house. Raccoons are very well adapted to both living in the wild and being able to use our trash cans and things as a food source. They have these wonderful claws, which kind of help them dig around and pick up things to be able to eat, whether it's from our trash or from a creek or a river or a pond where they would get their food also. Raccoons are omnivores, so they eat a very wide variety of types of food, which is what's made them so successful in their environment. They can eat everything from crayfish to snails to baby turtles, lizards, bird eggs, birds. That's kind of their wild diet. They'll also eat berries, they'll eat fruits. If you have a garden and you live in an area where there are raccoons, your garden may have been raided by raccoons. They do that frequently because they have this beautiful food source growing for them and they don't have to hunt for it. They will also eat carrion if no other food is available, and carrion is other animals that are dead. One of their favorite things to do in areas that are populated is to get into trash. They smell our trash. They know that there's good things in there, like leftover pizza crusts or leftover chicken or anything like that. That is very attractive to raccoons, and they will go in and they will get that food. So you have to be very careful leaving your trash out if you're in an area that has raccoons. If you feed your pets outside, dogs or cats, if you feed them out on your back porch and you live in an area with raccoons, they will come and eat those as well. Now, raccoons are nocturnal, which means they do come out at night. They're also crepuscular, which means they come out at dawn and dusk. So those are two different times when they come out to eat. Very rarely you see a raccoon during the day, and if you do, it's probably sick and you need to call animal control because they are not diurnal animals. They sleep during the day. So we're going to talk about one more very common urban animal that we will see at night, and that is our opossum. So here is our opossum friend, and opossums are actually very interesting animals. A lot of us will call them possum, but it's actually opossum. Now they're pretty cool for two reasons. One, they are the only marsupial in North America, and that means they have a pouch. And that's where their babies grow up until they get too big to fit in. And then they come out and they hang out on mom's back and hold on until they are large enough to be on their own, which actually is about the size of 6 inches or a dollar bill. They can actually be on their own and survive at that size. So a lot of times wildlife rescue rehabs will get calls for tiny possums, but they're actually big enough to be on their own. So think about that if you find one. Don't pick it up and call the rehab. It's probably fine. They also have this super awesome long tail that's prehensile, which means it can wrap around things and grab. Possums are also like raccoons in the fact that they are omnivores and eat a very wide variety of things. And just like raccoons, they will also get into your trash and eat the same things that the raccoons will. They'll eat berries, nuts, leaves, eggs, birds, pretty much anything that the raccoon will eat, these guys will eat also. And additionally, like the raccoon, they are also nocturnal, active at night, or at dawn and dusk, which is crepuscular. So raccoons and possums are both animals that we will see very frequently at night in our area. Both of them kind of get a bad rap, possums especially because they kind of look like giant rats, but they're actually very helpful in the fact that they eat ticks and other animals that really bug us. So the next time you see a possum, leave it alone, know it's eating ticks, and try to keep it away from your trash. Same thing with raccoons. Thank you for joining us for our Earth Day celebration, and we will see you soon at Fort Worth Museum of Science and History.